There are some antics on the American right now that we should talk about. I'm not just talking about the bandage on my head, but we'll get to that in just a moment. I, of course, am Joshua Lisec, the New York Times bestselling author and co-author, ghostwriter of 97 books now, and a certified hypnotist. Through these unique experiences, I curate current events to teach you how to better influence the VIPs of your life and your career. First, the bandage. It turns out that men generally aren't great at multitasking, unlike the women among us, and shaving while playing with your rambunctious near 7-year-old son, probably not a good idea to do those two things at the same time. Now, what's happening on the right is a bit like that. Multitasking. As in, it seems attempting to do too many things at the same time and going a little all over the place rather than finishing the one before doing the other. Now, I am, of course, an armchair character, but what I am observing, this video is coming fresh off of the defeat of the Republican-backed candidates for the Wisconsin Supreme Court, losing quite handily to the female, I should say, liberal would-be Wisconsin court justice. And Scott Presler, of course, did everything he could, sort of Turning Point Action, those two organizations, and there were a number of others that did whatever they could to do get out the vote operations. But from what they report, the Republican Party, the Republican National Committee, was effectively absent from that almost entirely. Now, there was some more action down in Florida for a couple of special elections down there that Republicans handily won, but those were in Republican areas. Wisconsin being a swing state, a little bit up for grabs. But right now, we're seeing domestic terrorism from the left, not just the radical left or the fringe left or the far left, but from sort of people who attend these protests and are keying Teslas and setting cars on fire. And these people they're turning over tables, literally. This happened in Wisconsin to Turning Point Action volunteers. They're engaging in acts of physical violence, and these are not just troublemakers. The turning over tables act of aggression was done by I believe it was the chair of an English department of a local university. And the other people who are getting caught for these things are vice presidents of various companies. They're managing directors. They're director level and above. They are people with status in society. They wear ties and suits and pantsuits and have real jobs with master's degrees and up. And they're engaging in domestic terrorism. They're also getting out the vote onto their side. They're highly stoked out about this right now. Meanwhile, there's still a slow walking process for the Epstein files with the JFK and other assassination files. Things seem to be really slow going in the United States Congress, even though Republicans have both houses of Congress nationally. And we're also seeing some number of excuses of, well, these federal district judges, they just keep saying this and that executive order is unconstitutional. It's too bad we can't do it. So it's just really too bad we can't do it. And what's happening? This is what's happening. You are trying to play a game and shave at the same time. And you're ending up getting cut. I'm not going to attempt to tell Republicans nationally, much less the White House, what they ought and ought not do. I'm simply arm-sharing my observations. But what we want to do is we want to roll this into advice for ourselves, particularly around the psychology of influence. I read a post the other day, I don't recall who it was from, but pointing out that in a negotiation, asking for all the things all at once is unwise. If you have 3 specific things that you want and you lay all 3 of them out at once, the first time at the first offer, they're unlikely to accept all 3. This has been my experience as well, where I want this and I want this and I want this. So those are the 3 things that you want. They can only negotiate you down from this point. An alternative might be to secure them saying yes to as much of the first thing that you want as possible. Well, I also want this. And now you bring in the second thing. You ask for more than you expect that you'll actually get. And then when they finally agree, after much fraught back and forth, you get what you were hoping for in the first place. And then the third thing, you bring that up as well. And you've given away so much already. It's just only fair that they then give you these things. And so you end up getting all of the things that you wanted, all of them, all there right at the beginning, which you would have not gotten if you'd done that at the beginning. You wanted them at the beginning, but because you did this process of getting confirmed that you would get each of these one after the other. That seems to be somewhat analogous to what we're observing with Republicans and the conservative movement more broadly on the right, where it's trying to do everything all at once, and all of them seem to be getting ineffective. That's what it seems. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that that's what it seems, and there are a number of cuts happening. So in our own lives, when we are trying to persuade or move someone to adopt something, to get them to do something that we want them to do, be it buy or whatever the case may be, we must know that there's one thing to do at a time. And one of those things to do with a lot of marketing content, with a lot of promotional stuff, is to cultivate desire. Oh, what that person offers, that's what I want. I want that. I'm going to go for that. After that would come, very simply, I want to keep paying attention. This person has my attention. I've kept it. And then maybe after enough of that happening, then you go for the ask, the call to action, the offer, the sale. Do all three at once, and you are far less likely to get the results that you want. Far less likely. So to review, don't play games and hold sharp objects at the same time. If there are multiple things you want in a negotiation, go for one after the next to get agreement on all of them. You'll find that a smoother process. And when you are marketing or promoting or advertising or otherwise selling, one thing at a time. First, get their attention, then prove that you're worth holding onto their attention. And then after enough of that, before things get too old, spice it up and ask for the sale.